Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So I just finished this project, like just finished it, and it's a big one. The box itself with everything in it weighs 5 pounds. It is stuffed with stuff, and it's pretty much one of the biggest projects I ever done. The theme is basically Victorian seamstress. The box is made to look like a sewing box. I made all this. I made it heavy duty because it is heavy. So it does look like a sewing box. And but it also, because of the way it's done, it's a great box to store things for doing journaling as well. So I'm hoping I'm trying to keep this in frame because I'm not at my desk where I like to video because we've just got some things going on doing renovations and stuff. So this is kind of where it is. So it's all like, it was a lot of work doing this box, just doing the box. This paper is Stamperia, but it's a very, very old one that's out of print that I happened to find. And it's, so I was very limited to the paper of what I had to get. So I could have only had like the one big 12 by 12 package, and that's it. So everything else, I had to use lots on the box, of course, to make it look nice, and then a little bit on the journal itself. So let's start from the top and see what's in this box. So this side, we open it up, got a pocket here, and all kinds of little goodies for journaling. Can you see it? Here, let's move it over a little. There we go. There's little things here for journaling, all kinds of cards and stuff. And then here I made these. The journal itself is completely packed, so I could not fit everything in the journal that I made. So I made these, and you can write on the back. They each have cards in them, decorative cards. Very, very, very cute. And this particular card is, I have a membership with Graphics Fairy. They do have a lot of free stuff as well, but they had this card and design, so I did that. I thought it was really interesting, so that was the inspiration. It's pretty much exactly the same as how they did it. Slight differences for me, and I put a piece of vintage lace on there, and then some cloth measuring tape on there. Now here is all her tools. These tools are not antique. They're just made to look antique. I put a little pocket in here to store them in. This is actually an antique, and it would have been used for their boots, for doing up their boots and getting those little tiny buttons out. That can be quite a challenge. So that's that side. So let's move over to this side. This side, we have another pocket here. I'll just move over a little bit more. 1 second, please. We got another pocket here with some goodies in it. Now, the one of the reasons why I did this journal is because I had done a sewing one back when I first started doing junk journals back in there during COVID, at the beginning of COVID. And I never was happy with how it turned out, so I always knew I was going to remake it. So this is basically the remake, and I tore that one apart. And a couple other things from that one I did put back in here because, it goes well with it. So, and of course, in this one, there's lots of little goodies. There's some stuff for knitting there that I thought was neat. This is a little Chanel on a vintage laundry peg. And then this little box I got, and I aged it. And I didn't age the brooch in it because it's not real gold, of course. But what it is, which I think somebody would use, is it is a magnifying glass. So somebody could use it for a little magnifying glass and put it around their neck when they're working on their stuff. Put this over here. Put it back after. So, and then there I had these kind of wooden bobbin things that I just stuck a couple in here. This one is actual vintage paper bobbin thing that I put some lace on that somebody could use for for junk journaling. I had a few of these cutouts. This one I put some velvet on it. I thought about putting it on here, but I thought I left that up to whoever decides to purchase this. So that's there. This is just a roll that I made. Nick the Booksmith makes these, so I thought I'd make them. It's a, you know, you can cut it apart and use it in a journal, and there's different things for it. Of course, now my fibro is acting up, so I can't remember everything. I put a little key in here with the word heart. More bobbins with a little bit of lace on them. And then this, I made these little fabric sample cards. This is from an original, like that would have been the original there, and I just got some different fabrics and cut them out and put them on top. So, yeah, because she would have fabric sample cards for clients. Also, there are some little tags here with numbers on them. You know, could be price tags for some things that she was selling. So that's that. Oh, I'll just put the stuff in there and then I'll rearrange it properly after I finish this. You guys don't have to watch all that. So then this part, put it back in the middle, opens up and we have this stuff in the middle. Now I have a larger roll here that's held with some lace, and it's got all different things on it that you can cut out and use in your journal if you want. So that's really pretty. Put that on the side. And then also in here we have, these are actually bobbins for when you're making your own lace. But I thought I'd put some in there because I thought they were kind of neat. And if somebody wanted to use those to play with or put some stuff of their own on. And so there's basically 2 journals with this, but this one's not really a journal. It's more of a sewing book. So it's got a little pinafore here that I made for the front. My friend Lori does that for hers, Grungy Girl Lori B. And I thought it was a cute idea, so I have all this beautiful lace. There's several layers of lace in the pinafore part. This is actually a real silver cameo. So if you have a silver necklace, you could actually take that off and put it on there. It's vintage. And then this is just the sewing book, the cover. And it's basically just fabric pages so that you can put stuff in. I put an old pin in here. This is actually an antique hat pin. And some different safety pins here. And there's needles, and a little package of needles there. And then we have just, so you can do a sampler, use it to make a sampler if you want, and practice some sewing in here. And then this will actually fit the scissors that are in there, do fit in there properly, so you could actually store them in there if you wanted to as well. It's made just to fit the scissors because it's glued down on the sides. And then another little thing. These are just pinned on, so if you want to take them out and use them, you can. And then this is some digitals that I downloaded. They are all different, as if she had designed these, and these are the designs she carries with her. And people can choose what sort of dress they want. And I thought they were really cute, so I printed up a whole bunch of them and put them in here. So there are those. She would have these to look at and carry with her in her sewing box to show people. So there's that one. And then the last one is in here. It's a snug fit, like all my stuff is. And she's very, very full. And there's the inside of that. So we don't need that either. So this, I called her Beatrice. That was the name I gave her because it was a classic name in the Victorian area, and I like that name. So we have vintage lace going along here. We have the front with this is a photo I got from Graphics Fairy. I put her on here. This is another one of the vintage antique spool things, and I put a little needle through here and some stuff, some thread through it, well, yarn through it. This is a cameo that I had that I thought was really pretty, so I stuck that on there with some lace and stuff underneath. Again, this is from the Graphics Fairy. Underneath here, there's a vintage measuring tape, piece of that. And then this is, I imagine she would be Christian, and there's a little kind of stained glass window kind of thing there. A little pair of scissors and buttons, vintage buttons. So on the back, I had this die cut for a sewing machine, so I made it and put thread and threaded it. I hope you can all see that there. I threaded the sewing machine. And then I had this beautiful, beautiful piece of colored lace there. So we have this is sari ribbon closures. Most of this lace and everything that I have in here and that you'll see, that's all over the place, is from Boho Daydream Sheila. You know, I've been kind of collecting a lot for a while and not using much, so I figured I should get my button gear and start using some. So here we go. Make sure we're all nice and centered here. Okay, so the first page here, this would be a document. This is a receipt for a cabin to cross the ocean. She left Scotland and crossed the ocean. There's a railway ticket. And this could be a bow that she left behind. And there's a very old little piece of lace that I put in here. Very, very old. That's in there. And then we have a lot, like I used a lot of the trim from Sheila that I got. And here, there's, you know, sewing machine advertisement. And here is receipts for different things that she would have bought, you know, as she travels through and travels around sewing and working and being a seamstress. All this beautiful lace. Again, that's all from Sheila. We have here a very old book page. This is from 1795. It's all tea-dyed paper that I have put in here. This is just some stickers that I have, and there's some extras put in the envelope that go along with this. They would have been on the spools of thread. And then, you know, you get stuff like this. You know, just another journal card there. This is from chemistry paper. I thought it was kind of cool, so that's why I like it. And then this was a pocket that was in the old one, so I filled it with stuff again. There's a journal card and more faux train tickets, and then this would have been an advertising card for around the time. I thought it was neat. There's another journal card, lots of space to write on the back. And then this one I actually put underneath the lace here. I did not glue it in, so if somebody wanted to take it and use it somewhere else, they're more than welcome to. And some like avocado dyed paper, and that's just school paper. And then this one is more advertisement card. I thought it was cool. It actually misprinted in the blue, but I liked it so much I just left it. And this is another journal card. More papers. A lot of vintage papers. And then they're here. We got a little, I hope you can see it, little scissors charm and a button on a bulb pin there with some ruffle. And this is also open. You can put something in there. And I did all the back, like the back here is all done in this lovely green velvet, which I also got from the kit that I got from Sheila. So she sends that with the bundle of lace. And this one, as you can see, I decorated. I gave her a little skirt and a little flower and stuff like that. And it's on the green paper. So lots of places still to journal in this and that. I didn't use a lot of digital, but there's a couple of digital pages in here, and this was one of them. I liked the way it was set up with the things for Seamstress. I've got that on Etsy. I will put the link below, of course. And here's a German magazine paper, or that science paper, and then this very, very beautiful trim. More lace. Here's the center of that one. And then this is a doily that I put on here, and I have one of these beautiful pins that Sheila makes that I got with some of the bundles I got as well. They're just absolutely stunning. So I put one of those on there. She is fluffy. Here, a little piece of lace and a butterfly. There's the other page for the digital. And then this is more, yeah, there's a little teeny tiny paper clip there with a button. And then this is a receipt and a pocket calendar for 1878 that I put in there. The receipts for a sewing machine. Put that back on. There we go. Once again, more lace. And then here I made this into a little ticket and this beautiful little fabric pocket that, again, that fabric's from Boho Daydream Sheila. So this is a little card that I had made for the original one. I put back in here. That was little kids, probably family. And then here is a card with all the different threads, would have been a business card, so to speak. And so here's another one of those things with all the 2 cards inside of it. So, and the little girl on the outside, card there. I used up a lot of, there's a little bits and pieces of the paper left. So I did save those and we'll send them off with it when somebody buys it. To whomever buys it. I like this paper. See, it's just beautiful with all the measurements and stuff like that. I've been looking for a nice sewing paper for a while because I knew I wanted to redo this. And that just happened to come up. Somebody posted about it and I happened to find one book of it. So again, no more journaling cards to journal on. Oh, more vintage lace and a little bulb tag with a Journey 2167. That would have been from Tim Holtz. More fabric and another 1795 book page. So lots of places still to journal in here. Some more journal cards. And then this is actually a real check. It's funny because it doesn't have the date finished being filled in, but it's in the 1800s. I think it's the late 1800s. First National Bank. So it's a canceled check, but I thought that would be something interesting. She would get paid. That's $13. More ruffle, and then another charm here with a teapot. So you all would be drinking tea. More of Sheila's beautiful trim. And I got another tiny clip here with a couple of more cards to journal on. Go underneath that flap. Oops, my little hands. And another piece of paper. There's a flip out there. That's a stamp. This was from the original journal. And I got this beautiful trim here with some buttons. And again, some more, these are like banknotes. And this one was for 25 marks, so it's German, from April 1918. So I put that in there. I thought that was kind of neat. There's another card, journal card. I loved all the old advertising they put on there. Oh, and here's, yeah, there's a, this is from the original journal as well. And it is a playing card that I made into a little card to journal with. And there's another right there. And there's another digital page. And there's a nice little, it's off a piece of jewelry held on by a bulb pin. You can see that there. More lace. She's very, very fluffy. There's another tuck spot. And then I had this very special little bow here that I put on here and stuck with this ruffle on there. This was also from the original one. It's a hidden paper clip. So there's a paper clip in there. And you can just stick that on there. There's another journal card. And there's a very, very pretty lace button that I put on with a ball pin. And button card. Another little journal card. Some more lace and some of that cloth fabric measuring tape. So this is another very tight paper clip. This is a real antique letter, 1836. It would have been originally sealed with a wax seal. Would have been sent like this. And there's the address there. And it's, I believe it's in, yeah, it's French. Marquis de something. Anyway, so it's this is authentic, but I thought it would be something neat to have in. Maybe it's a letter from a lover or something. I don't know. My French is not that good anymore. I cannot translate it, and the writing is very tiny. Anyway, so I thought this would be something interesting that I would put in, and it is authentic. I like to put a little bit of authentic stuff in my stuff if I have it, and that was just fun to put in. Something interesting. Another tuck spot with more cards journal on. More trim, that beautiful trim. Another digital page. And then this pocket is lace pocket with some of the a ruffle that's made out of the same sari silk. And again, some cards that I had made the first time. Oh, this card I just recently got in my collection. It's an antique card. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's quite old. And it says photo color, so definitely photo age. And then one of these, this is not real, but I thought it would be nice because tags. I mean, she'll have tags for things, right? Oh, and then there's another spool business card. Yeah. And then you go to the back, and I've got a little belly band here made with a beautiful piece of fabric, and another one of the tag things that you can remove and garden and journal on. So you got this little woman here, young lady here, some lace, and then this one is another plain card. That one could decorate the way they like. And put that back in there. I do make my stuff snug. There, and that went in there. So that's it. And if you look at the side, I'll show you all that fluffy gorgeousness. Look at all that fluff. That's lots in there. All that. And at the bottom as well. There's lots and lots of fluff. Beautiful little lacy bits coming down there. Anyway, so this is Beatrice, and she's a seamstress. And I hope you liked my video, and I'm getting close to the 2,000 mark. So once I get there, I will give out a small journal that I will make, and I'll send that off to somebody when I get there. So if you like my content, please subscribe, and please take care of yourselves, and I'm off to make more interesting stuff. So take care of yourself, everybody. Thank you.